Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie, and we're starting a new reading vlog. I wanted to give you guys an update on my reading for the month of June. Also, we have a little bit of book mail, so we'll get that out of the way too. So to start off, I've so far completed 4 books for the month of June. I first read The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Bardent, and that was a really great read. I'm looking forward to the second one. The next one I read was Manacled by Sinlin Yu. That one, I felt like that was very all over the place, chaotic. But I think part of that was because I did it through audio instead of physically reading. So not discrediting the book. I think it's a good story. I just wasn't totally invested. The next one that I finished was the Wall of Winnipeg and Me. And that book follows a football player and his what was his traveling assistant, and it's a fake dating, fake marriage relationship. He's not from America, so he has to he marries her to be able to stay in the country and stay on the team, and then they end up moving in together, and it's just about their story. It's a very slow burn, so it doesn't they don't really connect in the relationship sense till the very, very end. So know that going in. But it was a really good read. I did listen to that audibly, and I really enjoyed that. The next one that I just finished was The Frozen River by Ariel Lahan, and that book I absolutely loved. It had suspense. It had a very strong female character. There was some hilarious moments in that book. The book follows Mistress Ballard. Her name is Martha Ballard, and she is a midwife, and this takes place in 1789 in Maine. So shortly after the Revolutionary War, and there is a man that was accused of raping a woman in their town, and he then ends up turning up dead in the frozen river that runs through this town. And she is the main witness in this case, and it goes before this judge who also was part of the accused in the rape, and it really touches on the struggle they had back then of presenting cases, presenting evidence. I really loved how the author wrote the story. It is definitely on my top books read so far this year. I had all the emotions. I had the hurt for the characters, the anger, the happy moments, and I felt like it was overall a really good story, and it keeps you on edge until the very end, which I loved that. So that's what I read so far this month. I am in the middle of Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This book follows Misha and Ryan. I'm about 60 pages in. This follows these two that get set up as pen pals early on in their life for a school project, and then they end up spending 7 years to get pen paling. They've never met in person. They don't know who they are. They've never seen pictures of each other. And I'm at the point right now, we're still really in the very, very beginning of this. So not a lot has happened. They get set up as pen pals, even though it was supposed to be gender specific, not knowing that they're opposite sex, being that their names sound like female and male, opposite. So that's where we're at in this one. I'm also reading The Lies That Bind by Emily Henry, I believe. I'll make sure I put the right author in there. I'm about 45% of the way through that book. I am listening to it audibly. It is a story that follows a reporter whose name is Cecily, and Grant, who works in the finance industry. And they meet at a bar. She takes him home to stay the night with her, and it's very platonic. And then 9/11 happens, and he goes missing. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And it's a very, very good story so far. I do find it very interesting, and maybe it'll be revealed later, that when they meet and she takes him home from the bar, they just sleep. They don't do anything, which is very different than normal books in that sense. So I'm very interested to see how this one ends. I probably will likely finish that in the next day or two. So that's kind of where my reading updates are at right now. I do have some book mail to open up, so let's get started on that. I did pick up some books. This cover's kind of broken. My husband and I went to Target and we picked up some books, and I picked up the second Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, the illustrated copy. And I picked this up because I own the first one, and that is the one that me and my oldest daughter, are currently reading together. So I picked up the second one so we could start right into that one when we finish the first one. So more to come on that. And then I picked up When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This has been all over Book Talk, BookTube, everything. And it is a story about dragons and an assassin. And I literally picked it up because so many people have recommended it. It's been such a good, there's been good reviews on it. It's kind of a mix. Some people have not liked it, but others have. It is a fantasy romance, so I'm really interested to pick this one up. It is a chunker, but I think it's mainly because how tall it is. But I'm hoping to get to that soon. Probably not in June, but we'll see. And then I picked up, I'll take these stickers off, but I picked up Heaven Breaker by Sarah Wolf, and this was an anticipated read. And this is following, let's see, it's following a duke that he'd ordered a woman to be murdered and to be killed, and her daughter lived. And so now there's a war breaking out on that. And it's the back of it says, "I cannot stop death, but I can make it think twice." And and I'm really interested to pick it up. It's very pretty edging. It looks like it's very short chapters. It's not super long, but I am interested to pick this book up too. And then that's what I got at Target. And then I picked up this. Oh my word. What is that? Clearly does not work. And then I got The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. This is the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. And so I'm excited to get to pick this one up. Probably won't get to this till next month, but I'm really excited to continue with this series. So there's a bonus chapter in the back of it in the copy I got. And so I'm really curious to see what is added. So that's all the mail that I got for now. I will check in when I have more reading updates. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. We'll talk soon. Hey all, I want to give you a reading update. It's been a few days since I last checked in. I did finish Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This one follows Misha and Ryan. They are fifth grade reading or pen pals, and the story follows their journey 7 years since they started being pen pals. And this was a whirlwind of a story. They had never met, but it starts out that Misha actually meets Ryan at a band fundraiser, and Ryan has no idea that it's Misha because they've never seen pictures of each other, but Misha knows it's her. And he basically, the story goes on that he's lies to her about who he really is, and goes to her high school, and it isn't found out later in the book on what happens between the two of them. But it was a really good story. I really enjoy Penelope Douglas's writing. I feel like her stories are very well written, and I loved how they went from best friends to enemies to lovers. It was a really good story, so I definitely recommend this. I did rate this a 4.5 star. I did feel like that's where I would pin it. So I did get that finished. I did read a few more books. A fantastic reading month so far. I have already read, since our last check-in, I've already added 4 more books to my list. So I did an audiobook of Britney Spears' The Woman in Me, and that was a really good book. I had no idea how she really was treated, and it's really sad story, and the things that her family did was just awful. And so I recommend that anybody that grew up listening to Britney Spears, like, you should definitely listen to this. It definitely takes a different toll into her life, definitely as she transitioned, and she was very much caged in her life. And it was just a sad story. And I couldn't believe that people would do that to their own family, and treat them that way. And so I thought that was a really good book. I also listened to The Magnolia Inn by Anne Marie Meyer. And that book was a really fun read. It is a very short story, but it is a small town romance type book. If you ever watch the show Heart of Dixie on Prime, it very much is that vibe. And it was just so fun to listen to. I really enjoyed the story. This is the first book in a 9-book series, and I really am intrigued to pick up the rest of them. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the second book in audio, so I'm waiting. I have it on I have it placed on hold so that I can get it. But I really, really am enjoying that series. I think it's so fun. And it's just kind of a light-hearted series. So it was really good. I enjoyed it. I did get that finished over the weekend. And since then, I've started, I did make some progress in Glow of the Everflame. And man, is it getting heated. I'm about 63% through, and I have a goal. I am going to finish that book this month because I feel like it's taking me forever. But it is getting real interesting, and so I'm really excited to get to pick that up, continue that story. But I also picked up The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and I will say this book, I started it months and months ago, and I just was like, I can't get into this. This is a ridiculous book. But since I decided, I'm just going to pick it up and see if I'm in the mood for it, because I've been kind of in a romancy, lighthearted mood. And so I picked it up and I am really enjoying this. This is a fake dating professor and student romance. And it follows Olive and Adam. Olive is a grad student, and Adam is a professor at this college, and she kisses him in the hallway in front of her friends, her best friend that is wanting to date her ex, and like is uncomfortable doing so because she feels like Olive is still hung up on him. And so she kisses Adam in the hallway. And this is a professor in their college that is well known for being an ass, and nobody likes him. And he's really ruthless and hard to get any of their proposals through. And so she just happened to kiss the first guy she saw in the hallway, and it happened to be him. And so now they've got an agreement. He's trying to get his funds released for his science experiment that he's trying to get done, but the college isn't releasing the funds because they feel like he's just going to move. And so they've struck a deal that they'll date for a while, and enough time for him to be able to get his grant money, and for her to convince her friends that she's over her ex and they can date. But so far it's a really good story, and I've been kind of just enjoying the lightheartedness of it. So there is other books in this series. There's 2 more, but they're more of, they don't follow the same characters. They progress. It's still, I think, all fake dating, but it's different characters. So anyway, I'm enjoying this book. So I probably will finish this up this week. And then I also made some progress in my buddy read, The Body Keeps the Score. I got to chapter 3, and I am enjoying this. This is kind of a heavy book. It is a self-help book, so it's a lot heavier. And I'm slowly progressing. The goal is to get to chapter 8 by the end of the month. So slowly making progress in this, but we're doing good. Right now, that is the reading updates I have. I will, I'm going to probably end the vlog here, and then we will pick up another one, and we'll get the rest of these books finished out. My goal is to get to 10 books this month, and I am well on my way. I've already read 8. So we are moving and grooving. I will check in with you guys soon. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and until next time.